crime stats quarterly, which report that thousands of people are murdered in just a couple of months. Crime has been seen to go up immensely over the years, resulting in South Africans worrying constantly on a daily basis. While others have become numb to these numbers, a group of brave people from the East Rand in Johannesburg have said enough to the violence in their community. They have literally taken to the streets, donating their time, money, and most importantly, placing their very lives at risk.
Sanibonani bafethu, njengoba bengichazile ekuqaleni mina ngumkhanyiso kaKhoza, siphuma kwinkosi media under Inkosi TV under Inkosi Media. So si based Johannesburg eOmonde. Nabo bafethu ngokuthi njengoba sihlangana bengathanda mhlawumbe ukuthi bazazise ukuthi bangobani basuka kephi kanjani, then we'll take it from there. So sikhulumela nje noma yiphi language le efika zobe seziyabona ingane emisa kanjani.
All right. No, mina ukhona umusho from Thatha Zonke Ekurhuleni la eKathoras.
Okay.
Simpiwe wakakhumalo spokesperson Thatha Zonke Ekurhuleni ezwe.
Okay. Siyabonga kakhulu. Kahle into esilethela ukuthi nathi ngokuzwa nokubheka sibone nangoThatha Zonke umsebenzi wabo esenza. Kodwa ngoba sinolwazi oluncane, ulwazi olanele soluthola kunina njengabasunguli or abantu abaqala noThatha Zonke. Oqala nje bese ngathanda ukwazi ukuthi what is the back story of Thatha Zonke and who started it and why?
All right. Thatha Zonke, we started it last year on the 15th of June. So what happened would see before 15th got June, so you would have the month before June, which is May. So starting from February going towards May, we had a spike, some hijacking.
Yes.
Not only hijacking, but hijacker. And it was happening in and around Katoras. So when we refer to Katoras, that's Katleum, Chogoza, Phosphorus. So it was happening in and around those areas. Then we came together as friends, as business people, as comrades from different political organizations to say, hey man, we can't be marveling every time we touch and every time then we say, ish. Yo, can you so among ourselves, we've got victims of hijacking. We've got guys who have served in the police, guys who are active with Metro Police and then the police. So we came together. When we came together, we're close to 200. So we coordinated within those 3 townships and surrounding township. For instance, for Chogoza, you then have to cover Eden Park, Palm Ridge, around those areas. For Katleo, you'll have to cover Leondale, that was Seduzane, including Abu Fostoras, cover Button Park, Villa Lisa, those areas around there. So we came together at a meeting with guys, let's go out. It's easy to spot hijackers. It's easy to chase the car because we know what we're dealing with. So we came together. So that's a background. When we came together, our idea was that it's going to be a short span.
So ngendlela engikuzwa ngayo like ezinye zezinto ezisikhuluma uthola ukuthi igcina seyiziphendulekelela la yona from lapha because bengizobuza ukuthi how would you describe umsebenzi enwenza eSithatha Zonke since ni formile.
Upush will cover the operational side. I think I'll give the background side and then you will cover the operational side, how we do it every day. So within Abanda by formulate Thatha Zonke, then you have people from different political organizations, you have pastors, you have Babachita, who have businesses, because the very same crime was starting to affect business and our. So you have someone, for instance, who owns an establishment. And abantu bayasaba ukuyenda endaweni yakhe baqala zithi ofunda mbama bele baphuma ngoba asaba uphuma late, so it means lo muntu ususpend imali encane. So it was affecting their business, car wash business, because people were going to car wash and take cars, they were affected. Mele mama use car wash ubambukiwa people who own a salon. So when we came together, we were about 200, and This morning I was looking at your group and I see that we are just about 65 now.
Wow.
People who are active. So the number dropped. Some of the people when the crime went down, they started being bored and they left. And others said they were too busy to be here full time. Then they left. Yeah, basically that's a background in terms of why and how we started Thatha Zonke.
Yeah, but cool, but then my commander in chief. Maybe now as I'm how would you describe umsebenzi wenu as Thatha Zonke? Yabo since ubhude kakuchazele ukuthi i-establish kanjani and ngokubambisana kwenu.
No, I would say umsebenzi esiwenzayo is high risk.
Yes, 100%.
It's high risk with no benefits whatsoever. But siwenza because we took a decision, must wonder what is happening in our community. It can't be correct that crime is over in this manner, whereas we have the skills, the knowledge, the information, and the resources to can combat the crime. We don't declare war on anyone, but we have declared war on criminal activities. By forming up this organization called Thatha Zonke. So Thatha Zonke is there with our own resources. We don't use estate, we don't use any big company that is funding us. No
one is funding you.
We use our own cars, our own petrol every day, every hour. You can imagine we are on the streets 24/7. Even during this interview, if we can get a call out, guys hurry up, so share Nalama camera will and go respond. That's how we most of our members are employed, self-employed, business people, subs, metro, and unemployed. So all of us, we dip into our own pockets to can fund ourselves to do this work. And we also do appreciate there's those in the community who would donate 50 rand, 100 rand, 1,000 rand, 2,000 rand. But you can imagine with a vehicle being on the road 24/7, it's quite tough.
It's tough. So
petrol
is needed. Almost everything is needed.
It's a very expensive exercise. And it's very even anything with the wives. Because starting by the Kuba Koskas. Some is your teller a petrol. So you see the moon to Esemazi,
just because the protector in the community.
So operationally we are on the street 24/7. We have active members. Every day in the evening, our members. Different post. Unless it's EP11, then all of us will come into one venue, be briefed by us, our commanders, be given a marching order. And then we will then patrol areas during the night, during the day. If there's any call, whether the hijacking, EGPV, house robbery, armed robbery, kidnapping, illegal firearms, illegal substances, we will then respond to those particular cases. But all our operations are with Amapois. And we have a very good relationship with the police subs in Ekurhuleni, which is led by General Ustol. We are working hand in glove now. Because at the end of the day, they are the people who are responsible for this law, for this crime fight in the Republic. So till now, we act as a support structure in the fight against crime, as we are a stakeholder. And Amatulus, all of them are legal. We don't use illegal firearms, we use legal firearms. And two, we don't use illegal tactics in apprehending abantu or in getting information from abantu. Everything this is defined by the law because we work with all the police stations that are here in the area of the service. From Zonke up until Boxburg, we are servicing this area. Whether black or white, we will serve you, we will assist you, we will rescue you. For example, we have rescued many white people who were hijacked between Mpumalanga, KZN and Gauteng. Remember, most of these hijackings, in particular, which was our main function, hijack abantu babalethe eZonke. Baba tateli moto
Zonke zizwe
uhijackwa abantu baba kidnap baba share on the entry. Remember, entry R103, R550. Those are the most dangerous roads when you are coming into a Gauteng or when you are in a Gauteng. That's where hijackings take place. And the abantu siyaba kwalisa ninganikeza abantu ilift.
Sazi izindaba zamazane emgaqo lesakubona ubuzima
abantu because most of the cases zama hijackings on these roads ubone usisi wamuphi ilift usisi athi kuwe liyehla kulama bridge kanti mawuphaka nje umkhizi sekundaba lesabantu. So we then advise abantu to do that. So we are highly active in the defense and the protection of a community. The times and how we then operate, how we process about even what you call infrastructure damage, we do respond to those cases because you would understand Masipala and other departments are not very much active in making sure that they protect the infrastructure as a community. So the community and other people who can assist us and work with us in the fight against crime, their contribution will be highly appreciated in whatever manner. But as Thatha Zonke, we are going to remain in the streets. We are going to remain fighting crime, and we don't negotiate with any criminal. We don't negotiate with any criminal. If we know you, there's information leading to you, sizokuvakashela. Ukuthi siyakwazi umngane wami or umzala, no, it doesn't matter. No fear, no favor. And that is just the bottom of what we are doing.
Goes around my commander. So many umuntu angabuza ukuthi like ngendlela izinto esesichazwe ngayo athi uyabheka uyabuka abone wonke lamacala ngendlela aliswe ngayo. So in your opinion, what would you say it's a worse crime? Yabo, since wonke mina ngibona today is no lesser and bigger than other one.
Yeah.
All crime is crime. But into your opinion,
you know, to me that I will list 3 crimes immediately. They are very bad. It's hijacking.
Yes.
1. It's house robbery.
Yes.
2. It's EGBV, which also includes rape. It can't be correct with Isolo. We were celebrating Women's Day. Isolo, there was a family, they were hijacked, they were kidnapped,
they were raped.
Was raped.
While we were celebrating Women's Day.
It means we are dealing with Izinja.
Exactly.
That careless about impilo yomuntu. Even if usuyithathile imoto impahla yomuntu, don't kill the person. Don't rape the woman. So particularly the one against women, it's a crime that is unforgivable. And it's a crime you would maslangana nawe starting. We hope you will be armed so that we will send you to your ancestors.
Ngiyakuzwa but njengoba ngisho okunye ngendlela okwenzeke ngayo uthola ukuthi mase kufika kulesimo sokuthi ifounder yeThatha Zonke ikuyafika ku situation whereby ithi let's form this as ubude bekachaza esifanele yabo. So omunye umuntu ukuthi ngikubuza ukuthi mhlambe was the founder or the owner of maybe he ever affected personally or ubheke izimo that ezenzeka kwe-community, therefore wase decide ukuthi actually afuna abantu azobasiza ngale ndlela yabo, ngoba izona zonke izinto esibheke zona. Omunye thola mhlawumbe ukuthi ube nesimo whereby nayo wazibona enza izinto ezwrong, therefore wazama indlela that he or she can reform, but wafika kule situation ukuthi yabo kahle kahle umbuzo ukuthi was he ever affected in either way or so?
Let me say to you, Thatha Zonke is not owned by anyone.
It's a community for.
Thatha Zonke is a community organization whereby sihlanganise ngamajita from eKasi.
Ngizwa kahle.
Ngiyakwazi uyangazi ngiyabaza abafethu. Le majita kuyamoshakala eKasi. One way or the other, you have our members like Umtungala. He was once hijacked. His wife was once hijacked. I have never been hijacked. My wife has never been hijacked. But I have family members and neighbors and people in Gibazi who were hijacked. So that's why we came. You see, learn to them how we formed Thatha Zonke. It's like when the country was going through apartheid. Different people and nations came together.
Then they formed
such. Enough is enough. Whether they were kings or priests or anything, they said enough is enough. We cannot bear the living conditions. That we came in the same manner. Hence, Thatha Zonke belongs to the community.
Which means ama values nama beliefs Thatha Zonke are clearly like within you as a community.
As a community.
So akekho umuntu ongathi mina angaze ngazithola ngiaffectekile. So umuntu nanoma muphi affecteka in either way. That's why niqhamuke nale organization nasenthi no, let's fight crime. Yes, kahle kahle silekelela no government somewhere because ni involve namaphoyisa and everybody yabona. Anyway bafethu ngiyanizwa yabona ngendlela izinto ezenzeka ngayo sisesikhathini la esifika khona mawusho ukuthi asincengi yabona, whether uyangazi or awungazi yabona, but izimo mase sithatha sezihlanganisa endaweni esihlala kuyona iyiphi enye indlela mhlambe enicabanga ukuthi beside le yenu i-right ngoba ngihlanganiseni baningi, but noma unendlela yakhe yokucabanga within the organization bese niyayishare yabona inonke, but sibuze ngama-values nama-beliefs athola ukuthi kuyinto efanayo yabona, mhlambe nga-elaborate from lapho.
I think we are moving from a premise that says it's either you are affected by crime or you are involved in crime.
Exactly.
And we're moving from that premise to say a person who's affected, we want to assist that it ends. A person who's involved in crime, we want to assist by sending you to jail to be rehabilitated or assist you to stop doing what you're doing. Right? And we're moving from that premise when we started Thatha Zonke, and that's what we have kept. But over and above that, it is an idea that crime affects democracy. Because there are certain cars that you can't buy because of a crime which is high. This is a defense of the gains of a democracy. You can't fight want to stay everywhere, but then you can't stay down about the crime. When you have fought to down there are people who have laid their blood everywhere, everywhere. So ultimately it's about defending the gains of democracy, to say I'm telling more thing without a choice with here George. Manga insurance expensive because I'm in a crime. There should be ease and access of traveling. Ungathi kumele ucabange eDurban, kumele uphume ngo-3 ekuseni usabe uzugcina uphuma ngo-6 ngoba ufuna ukuphuma sokukhanya. So your freedom of movement must not be affected by crime as well. So it's just keeping the gains of democracy so that abantu ba-enjoy what 1994 gave them and seemingly now a crime ifuna ukuyithanda. So we are moving from that premise. Ultimately, it's protecting the country and making sure that we have a better future for our kids and our grandkids. Bazobuza one day, why better? We do not want to be a mafia state where everything will battle among mafias. You want to conduct an interview? No, we can organize for you, but you need to pay protection fee. And it affects investment as well. Because who would invest in the township? You can't talk township economy and not talk about the issue of fighting crime. Who would invest in the township? If you bring an investment such as this one where we are today, we're talking no less than 50 million. And 3 weeks down the line, you're opening your investment is down the drain. And the same infrastructure that government is trying to bring in, if they take it, government is not going to invest on those resources. And also the issue of we are the government ultimately. Also, you look at Amapoisa where they are outnumbered. The rate that they are losing about as Poisa who are resigning, and the rate intake is very low. And what made it worse, during the COVID, there was no intake. So you have a system that is bloated at the top with managers, but there are less foot soldiers at the bottom. So you need people who would assist the police at the bottom, who would arrest more people. And also, for community members, most of our cases where we have been successful, it's because informers are comfortable to engage with us, because in the time that we have been in operation, we have never even compromised one inform.
And they are called the whistleblowers.
Yes.
So abanye abantu kulesikhathi manje bayasaba ukuthi baphumele obala just because basaba ukuthi egcineni mase velile kuzokwenza izinto. There are some crimes which are common, like ubutuka wa list lawa manje yabo. Amanye awo, as much as tina as a community singawaboni, but sinina like deep ngoba kunezinye izinto ethothi bayazenza ofuthi thina njenge community mhlamba sinakile ukuthi no, this is crime yabo, this is criminality if ngizayibiza kanjalo, but ngokuhlangana kwenu kufika kulezi nama whistleblower angena ezimene efana nalezi.
Especially your petty crimes. No one goes to a police station over the case but you don't realize what is starting saying 10 that night.
And so it's still a crime.
And it's copper. So what you don't realize, it's copper tapes. So they've collected 10 from your street, 10 another street, 20 in another street. Collective, they're about 100.
And if they don't go to like a mine switch and stuff, cameras or switch off. At the same time, more voga manzi arana everywhere. Bese nganake lezo zinto. Umsebenzi weThatha Zonke ukubhekelela zonke izinto ezifana ngoba lezi ezinkulu vele se.
If you don't take care of small crime, it will lead to big crime.
Exactly.
Because remember, they start by stealing tapes, hosepipe selling apparently. Once lezo zinto, if you replace your hosepipe ye corp ufake plastic, you have cut imali yabo yangaphandle. So now they must break into your house. So you did not take care of the small crimes, and they lead into small crime. Next time alarm endling, so they must wait for you at the gate. But so it's a continuation. If you don't take care of the small ones, it will build up to the bigger ones. You will end up being a victim of hijacking. Because you did not take care of the small crimes. Also, it's a mindset in that says crime pays. I must look for a bigger project. Now I must move to another bigger project. Remember also they are business minded.
Exactly. For
them is that in Pompezu 100 is a 500. So you is 100. azosibhatala 100,000, azosibhatala 50,000. From there, what else can you steal? And then they move from that premise. So yeah, we that's why there is no crime big or small for us. We respond to all this crime. We started solely before hijackings. And when hijackings went down, then we found ourselves saying, hey, Senza Jan Manj. Then we went from hijackings to collecting illegal firearms. Then we went there from the illegal firearms to responding to a case with GPV. And we then also find that some crimes they are linked. When there is more detachment, assault and rape. Just yesterday there was a case of rape hijacking and they raped the lady. So you link those things. And with our policies and resource, you need someone who would follow up on this case. And average and investigation officer on our dockets are 70. Now. So your docket will never receive attention. But if we are there as a community, we are able to follow up. With one case now that we've followed up from the 9th of June, and we only got the breakthrough last week. We collected all the people who were involved, all the firearms that were involved in that case. We are following up on the car to get the car that was taken. So it shows you we can dedicate our time into these things. Unlike a police officer who must go to court, deliver my docket in the morning, go investigate, prepare statement for the other cases for the next day. So not all cases will get attention. So we're moving from that premise to say, let's assist where we can. With the experience of guys who have worked in the police, the 20 experience in the police, and there are those who are still active with their experience as well, we are able to engage this.
With the commander, earlier on about you guys take from your pocket.
Sure.
You take from your family's money.
Sure.
So your kids' money to try and protect a community. So when it comes to this, mostly the police officers that you guys are working up with, it's like, are they volunteers now or with an experience or just in Djibouti? They are the police, something about it, but by volunteer or not, but totally to it.
No, Lana Thatha Zonke, all of us are volunteers. All of us are volunteers.
Whether you are a former ex-police or whatsoever.
You are current, or you were in Sandaf, or you are in Sandaf. Once you come into Thatha Zonke, you become a volunteer. You volunteer with your money, your car, your gun, and your life.
Your life mostly important into your life.
Because we don't have medical aid. If I get shot, if I get hurt, I will go to Telemukharan.
Public hospital.
There's no 911 case or anything. If I die on duty, Zamuguhle Namatixi I-10 will bury me with my fellow members. So everything is volunteer from our lives. So you can imagine how much are we putting at stake. We are putting our lives at stake, our families' lives at stake. We are married, we have children, we have families. All of that, when I leave home, when I answer a call, I am going into a situation that I might come back or not come back. At least a police officer, if they die on duty, the state will, they are covered. But, for a person of Thatha Zonke, if you die on duty, that's the end. But then all of us here, we are here as volunteers.
So do you think death penalty should be brought back? Somehow, or I mean, according to some cases, manje si mention abantu ba hijack imoto, break into your house, they do as they please to your families, yet mababoshiwe. I'm not saying death penalty must come. I just want to hear your views when it comes to
my personal view. After being through all of this and still going to be through all of this, the death penalty must come back. But the law must be clear and But the criminal law must be very thorough, because we don't want ubulawe abantu who did not commit those crimes.
So which means investigation must be very strong.
But it does, penalty should come back.
Yeah, no, I would say also it must come back, especially for crimes such as the rape of kids, defenseless person. It must come back for such people. People who violate your own rights in your own property. You know, it's not easy buying a property and just changing a property because of that. So for such things, for people because we are killing someone who's out to protect you, and when you are killing that person, for people who have no respect for authority, those people, they must face a death penalty, or they must never leave prison doors. When you live up to 99 years, leave it within the prison doors and stay there ultimately. But then what you need to do, you need a criminal justice system that is very clear. And it must not leave a space where they'll say party guilt, which should be 100% guilty, where all evidence is pointing to that person, and you say because also there are people who keep on getting paid. We arrest people, they get paid. You arrest a person, it get paid. Now it baffles my mind ukuthi magistrate uthi wena nepati njalo uboshelwa into ongayazi. So even on issues of bail, government must reconsider the issue of bail. There's just a lot of legislative that government must reconsider. For instance, the issue of arming citizens. When we buy our firearms, for me to get a rifle firearm, it must be a sport firearm. It's very difficult to get a rifle on self-defense. You would get it, but it's very difficult. Yet for criminals, and even if I get it, it's a semi-automatic rifle, and you are facing someone who has a fully automatic rifle on a bullet house 70. While when a legislative, you can only keep 200 bullets working. Yet I keep 70 plus 7 double magazine, that's 140 of rounds on automatic that you'll be facing. And you only have a 15 magazine that only
9mm.
Yeah, you only have 15 rounds against someone who has over 140 rounds, and that excluding what he has on the backpack. So those legislative must be reviewed as well. And the time frame that it takes to get a firearm, because I tell you, if we were to experience now, it should not take us less than 2 days. If we're very lucky, one day we'll have an illegal firearm on our hand. But then I would say, well, let's start the process of getting an illegal firearm.
We know, as we well know, Utibubane is Namante Asbabiza Nama first offenders.
Sure.
But Uzabe a first offender just because Susebanji were first.
Sure.
What Diana
is not a first.
Is not a first offender. I mean, Axibo no Kala na Sure. Do you think maybe jail is an appropriate punishment for those first offenders?
Yeah, no, see, it depends with the type of crime. Send them to prison. If they stole chocolates, send them to prison for 3 months. Give them a taste. Stole TV. I think the ultimate crime is to take life. Whether you take it permanently, whether you rape someone. Those two crimes are the ultimate crime. I think it's biblical. You look at Sipai Bailey, the issue of the two brothers. Where's your brother? Even God is very jealous when it comes to people who kill people, because also the Christian will argue that you are fighting the image of God. The Muslim will argue that you are fighting with the image of Allah. So it's very deep. It's not just about it's spiritual. When you take a life, also you affect the next generations to come. It's not only about this. That's why those ones, you need them to be in prison for as long as you can. Then you have those ones of white collar crime and other things. It's easy to replace money. Money, I can work extra 5 years and replace those things, but life will never be able to replace. And the scars that comes with rape, from abantwana abancane growing up as with rape, and some of these people, when they rape, they also impregnate the ladies. So it's a vicious cycle that is continuing. So for those people, keep them in prison. And they do not deserve to sit around the people.
When it comes to trauma, it takes time to back to your senses. lento I think mawule buhleli
Yeah.
le kancane kancane iya ngokubona yabo lonto kancane kancane iya ngokubona
you know mawukhuluma nge-trauma ayikho into ebuhlungu njengokubona a-victim going through a traumatic situation. Ayikho into ebuhlungu njengaleyo, and because all your rights have been violated
from day one. The day
we once one of the people that we rescued from hijacking and also a kidnapping, because remember most of the time hijacking goes
with the kidnapping. Yeah.
So we once rescued this guy, Zonke Ekurhuleni. He's a paramedic. I think usasebenza Durban. Must figure we on the scene. He was tied with his hands in the back.
I'm a cable ties la.
I'm a shoelace, cable charge.
Yeah,
so must figure bebaleka labo tsotsi laba gunshots. Mang figure we getting his own rescue. He did not believe we would rescue myself. He thought we would lami ngizoba futhi inkunzi nalaba ababambe.
Shuthi khona something ngishile busazoqhubeka.
Yeah, so manje come down, need to relax. He could not understand. Ngize ngimkhumule izintambo. Indoda esiqinile isheka ikhala. That is not right. Ikhali ibona kahle ukuthi impilo yami ibisiphelile la, because lapha abekade sikhona nobody was ever gonna find him till the following day. Thina we managed ukuthi simu rescue during the night. So the issue of trauma, the issue of a woman being raped by amadoda for imoto yakhe, we had the situation la emathuneni ngase-Pambridge. Bahijacka amantombazana
opposite public court.
Home court. Baba hijacka, baba thatha babafaka laphana emathuneni, baba rape the whole night.
Just imagine.
You can imagine that trauma. That thing is izohlala kuye for the next 10 years. And immense with every man able treated as a suspect. So the issue of trauma, if ungakayiboni i-trauma awukaboni, because ikhumula ube ngqondo psychologically, and in other way you just become a dead chicken. Because
and the worst part ngale zinto ukuthi isigebengu masifika kuwena suke sona sesizipreparele yabo ukuthi ubhutisa omenza kanje ubani sikwaza kanje wena you are not aware.
Sure.
And wena ngaso usuke uthuswa ilonto ngoba ibuyela back sibuyela kule trauma wena from beqala nje, that is when iqala yona le trauma wena uyazibuza ukuthi ikwana kuphi efana ngabe ngikwenzile, if mhlambe kuthiwa ngizama ukuzivikela or ngizama ukulwa nami ngalendlela mhlambe bebezongidubula or mhlambe bebengidubula yabo. So ezimene efana nalezi ngiyezwa ngoba angeke uzwazi ukuthi bona bapha abantu abalokho, but mostly ama offenders kube abasifazane or amadoda.
99%
amadoda 99%.
Abantu besifazane they become
amathuluzi bayayuse yabo.
So checking usifazane ucela lift from Harrismith. Fake isicibhezana kuphazamise ngamathanga amhlophe. Kumele udrive uyabheka.
Awusabonise inqondo seyilimazekile.
Afaki lona njengoba xoxa nawe la uyakubuza unasi isibhamu. Ucabanga ngento isibhamu uyawahlaza uthi hayi anginaso isibhamu. Naye uyabatshela uthi hayi anginaso isibhamu. Hayi imoto umsebenzi kwenzakalani. So by the time uma wakhe umsebenzi uqedile, umuntu osifazane o involved in crime in most cases akekho involved akababi anything physical. But une role ayidlalayo behind the back, une role yokubheka amaphoyisa. Kuizima umuntu osifazane umekhoneni ngo-12 ebusuku ukuthi amaphoyisa amdlula, but mawindoda azobreaka kubuza ukuthi kwenzakani
ufuna
yaba umuntu osifazane bathi nje right, that's right bandlule, and that's it. So we must not run away from it. 99% it's black males who are involved in the issue of crime. You find white people there and there. and it's historical. You find white people there and there, but it's males, black, it's colored. Those are the people who are involved in the crime.
Which means most of these offenders are male.
Yes.
You know, and umuntu wesilisa ngendlela engiyengibheke ngayo akaphelelanga A1.
No.
So uyalidinga usizo yabo lo. Ekulidingeni kwabo usizo. So in like, do you think maybe every community among here in South Africa, if I may say, or like amalokish and stuff, would you recommend ukuthi they must form their own organization as you guys did with Thatha Zonke?
Yeah, I would encourage every society, every area to have into a fundamental CNI, but they must operate within the law. They must work with and under Amapoisa, and they must work with the local CPF, because the primary objective is to fight crime and protect our communities. So in any area, whether you are in Bedford View, you are in some rich estate, there's always a crime. So people encourage, form your own fight crime initiatives, operate under the law and work with Amapoisa.
Yeah, as you just said, with nisebenzisana namaphoyisa yabona ukuthi amaphoyisa ayanisiza kakhulu because unama ex police yabo mama nabantu abenza lezi zinto, you take them to amaphoyisa. Yiluphi mhlawumbe olunye usizo elingalidinga beyond le yamalokhuzana amaphoyisa ezithatha zonke ngoba like abantu bakhona ngapha nangapha, there are people who are willing to help, sometimes they don't know what to do and
you know, I would say esikudingayo usizo from amaphoyisa workshops on how to arrest abantu, how to process criminals, how to fight the whole crime issue
as a community.
As a community, because even if we have amaphoyisa but maybe you are a lawyer, you can come and give us a workshop on the criminal law procedure. You can come and give us help with because remember, we are not perfect. Not 100%.
No one is
just like amaphoyisa and ourselves, our Sapatanisa isn't. So that we need that extra help. If you are a police officer, you are an advocate, you are anything, there is something, or you are a motibe, there is something that you want to contribute into this crime fighting initiative, you are most welcome.
To come and help uzosebenzisana kanye nabo Thatha Zonke. Yabo. Ngikuzwa kahle bhuti. So isimo sempilo nje like kulabantu abasuke bebanjiwe kuyafika isikhathi sokuthi njengaThatha Zonke nina we are not angry njengamanje, so into eniyenzayo niyasiza.
Yes.
Makufika khona isikhathi sokuthi umuntu somnika punishment la manje, or now you just take them straight to jail or to the local police station.
As of last week, we've learned a new legal term that says it's laminio something, but basically it means the crime is so petty that the law would not have time to sit down and look at it.
Exactly.
And I'll give you an example. You find someone with a cane of this size. The law has no interest, because the amount of money and the resources that goes into prosecuting that person, it's too much compared to what the person has stolen. So we have learned that in such cases, you deal with those people separate. But because our main objective has always been to deal with and also about the big things that are troubling. Right now, our communities are troubled with the issue of drugs.
Exactly.
But very sadly, packets on drugs, the law would not have interest on that person. Packets on 10 drugs, law does not have interest on that person. So it is up to you how you deal with that person. Whether you take the drugs, and now we have a belief that says the more you take a store sabo, the more bazoyeka, because we know as business people would say how sad is it more whether they buy cable, must not try about cable, even if they run away, we run after them so that they drop tools. We know what many much more part than is tools much, and the tools is expensive. So that's another way of punish. Sometimes there is absolutely no need to arrest them. They were just starting to dig, but bazo cable. You get them, take the tools away from them.
Yeah, so that bazo safari.
Yeah, because tools is expensive. Whatever tool you may think about, if someone take your cameras, if they take your laptop, you can't edit now. You must get a new laptop, new settings, new apps again. Set up the laptop. It's time consuming. So every time you take their tools, we know what you have set them back. For them, good bands again, those are one scan service. You take that thing, because now you must go out again and look for that thing in my drugs. Wow. So you that's how you treat them. But ultimately, you want to take everyone through the system. However, the system is not designed for everyone in its current form. And certainly, the biggest thing from Paratmaji issue of drugs. We're getting cases every day is drugs. My son getting drugs, but there is no proper legislative way of dealing with such people. And they know, that's why they don't mind to be arrested. They know court, the NDPP, the prosecutor will look at the docket, look at the time about putting my case, I data serious. I sent you sunk. And there is not even a proper way of following up with what leads you. So if government maybe can then put things together and make sure that the crimes are we arrest them as early as possible.
How do you think our world would be if there was no crime?
To be a lovely world.
To be lovely.
To be. Imagine if we could put we have ATM.
And going back to old days, like compared to now, but whereby mouse promela surviving no because you don't know what is happening behind those big walls.
Unfortunately, asithi mawungahlali kubo Eye of Africa, kubo waterfall where you can just walk up, ujoge, uzele la restaurant, cafe. You can't experience that freedom because you can tell for ila is safe. There is a big gate, in a code, in a camera. They are roaming around, but for Tinala, extra la because Nabo Abashala in those gated communities, you are only safe while you are inside. Once you pull Mangala Land Cruiser, once you pull Mangala Range Rover, Mangala G6, Lanyu.
Says Vara Denganza wethu ngiyabonga kakhulu for isikhathi senu nokuthi niyeke umsebenzi nami angifuna ukunihlalisa kakhulu. Umsebenzi wenza ubalekile emphakathini. Siyabonga kakhulu. So what do you think like went wrong? Why crime is so normal in our nation? Just nje sekuvala ezinto ezifana nano kuthipisa nje abantu abonye kwakho sekuzwile kodwa khona ezinye izinto abantu abangani, but crime becomes like sekuyinorm. So what do you think what went wrong when it comes to things?
It's a combination of many things. One, a lot of people are not working. There are those who are doing crime from a point of need, and certainly they don't have a business plan. They just want to go take. While a few of them say, I want to take, and then I'm takes, and transport them and do it. There's one guy, or retired now because his aim was to take, started transport them and do it. Yeah, he's a retired criminal now, and he is a victim now. We as much. Then you have those who are doing it from a point of being lazy. Someone was working, earning 15,000, but 15,000 only buys him shoes. And because I'm lazy to work more, what do? I complement my salary with a crime. So they go out to do crime. and there are those who do it because it's what they were exposed to. Kule Kenya said David sihlezi sibamba yama-card this thing yama-card scamming. They tell you ukuthi David waba no-matric but so ufundile khamoza sizokufundisa e-University of Life.
And
and that's what they do. They specialize ngale nto yama-ATM. We know uma kube ne-crime e-ATM eKenya said David and they tell you ukuthi oh thina David uma matric noma ufeyile lecture waza sikufundisa lento. So it's a combination, because even if we can have a society where 70% of the country is working on slave crime, so it's a combination. You can't really pin it down on the issue alone, but also it's an issue of a justice system that is failing and that is overloaded, and criminals now, they pay the best lawyers, and criminals who are doing the higher crime, the top class crime, are not your average criminals. It's criminals who go out and say this is our plan. No, so this is our plan. Masaspanjiwe sizothisit masaspanjiwe ilawyer good in that area, Umncwango and partners, so we're inviting Umncwango as so it's a system that is organized, but ultimately there is a lot of greediness in places where they want to consume more than what they are planting. Umuntu wants money, it does not matter, but as long as they're lending. So if maybe we can fix the justice system, empower the police more, and then we'll talk about the issue of police. Police are powerless. Because criminals, they seem to have more rights than police. Criminal call up to Willie Police. Police are for return if fire and possession, very flattened criminal, and by law you can't shoot at that person because of the move about what harm was in Tibu, not knowing which one to speak is spam, move at the Bulana Pegana, which went on. So the police are reluctant as well to put their life in danger because IP. As soon as the police learns something, they descend immediately, they harass them, they want to know, hey, why did you do this, why didn't you do this? Certainly if I were to, as well now as a member of community, you shoot someone, phandle lapha ngakwakho umuntu bekazogama mgijimisa once aphumela ngaphandle wamdubula but your life was no longer in danger.
Why is esinye isitolo esifana ngaleso, one of the people that I know, you know, le ngasekhaya naye kwaba ungena iphara lethatha things endlini egcekeni lakhe, so wamele makalishaye maze lishaye iphara malibuya libuya selireport isitolo ukuthi no mina bengizolanda imali yami kubhuti and uyambona ukuthi lo njani and mawuthi uyabheka lo mhlawumbe abantu abondlekile njengani, so umthetho mawusubheka lezo ndawo uyabona ukuthi yazini lo bekufanele ngempela babazi bapheleza amaphalo basebenza within imizi kanti manje kubezoga wakunika punishment ngalendlela.
So it's all those things and igebengu ziyazazi. So if you get hijacked bangena emotweni wasala ngaphandle wakhipha isibhamu ngobadubula balimali when uyaboshwa for attempted murder. Yes, Bona, they will face a case hijacking when they will be arrested for attempted murder. Your firearm is taken away from you. For months, izuhlala, if not years, we made it to Yegu Palastic while you have created new criminals. I mean, so you will face some criminal charges for attempted murder because they will say, car you can replace in the insurance. So they will say the force you have used, it's excessive. You should not have gone to use 6 bullets. There is no warning shot by law. You can't say this when something but bona bakhona ukudubula bakunika wona ekushot ukuthi ungaphumi ejardi bakhona ukuthi mamela sibhizi la ngaphandle dodo ungaphumi hlala kanjani when you can't send a warning shot, you can't respond and say it was a warning shot bazothi kudubula umntwana kuphi kwenzakala. So there is issues of legislative as well. So criminals are aware ukuthi hayi into yami ihleli kahle bangabheka leje wangidubula hayi mnandi mangabaleka nje street sesi2 wangidubula imnandi or wangibamba ngizobathetha freedom of movement bengizambela mina ngimazi umuntu uyangisukela. So they are able to punch holes on the current law. So it's the current laws that we have in the country value so that people are able. But ultimately, community must take the issue of crime fighting personal. If you look at your leafy suburb, what makes them a bit safer is because communities have spent their resources. They've put up cameras, they've put up security companies. Look at the Amabun, Guma farms. There's Afro Forum. You touch one, everyone wakes up. They close entrance and exit points. They pick up drones. We work with Afro Forum sometimes. They're well resourced, and that's like the NGO, very well resourced. They lift up a drone and say, "Begin so bamba get drone." Now was in pick up again body. Yes, she's body into your kitchen. So they have resources. So a community must come back. It must come together and resource themselves. If you look at in the Fanani Katoras, we have a history of political infighting, and during the political violence, the community had an idea with Melis arm, and the community was well armed. So we just need to take that attitude now and say, you are not giving, we are no longer fighting political violence. But yeah, it's coming up. If you go through social media, you'll see a lot of communities are getting organized now. We in Ratanda, we work well. There's a group there called Ratanda Safety Forum. We work well with them. And Soweto, there's a group called IOPS around Tutuza side, which is the other side of Ekurhuleni, the last battalion. They do similar work that we are doing. We work well with them. In Mamelodi, there's another group, I forgot their name, Zondi, they're called Zondi something. So there are groups which are coming up, community. Everyone has seen with Amapoisa, resources are as well. I mean, Amapoisa use even PM. So that tells you yeah, even Zonke Ekurhuleni, many kitchen PM 220.
And Thatha Zonke no real spokesperson no ngempela ngoba manje ngiyabona ukuthi yonke into you are in line with this then namandlela yabona singaqala singasebenza ithi sinike ubhoti naye sizwe elakhe lokuvala yabo siyabonga kakhulu ukuthi uthini nje ubhoti sesesivala njengandlela isikhathi engenza wethu
no mina ngizathi nje because usengikhavile uspokesperson
no spokesperson ngempela believe me
no mina ngizathi abothozi abayekela ugama abahambe bayofuna imisebenzi like everyone else bayafuna imisebenzi abahambe ayoqala i-business because if bayaqhubeka sizohlangana estrategy sizohlangana saba namaphuzu so please abayekele ugama nathi as a community, let's support our crime fighting initiatives ekuhlaleni abo baba abemizi abasuke emathaveni abazihlanganise bengamadoda bezinsizwa ezendawo and organize to protect themselves and their community. That's all.
Yeah, well, of course. I said, I'm going to